Welcome back to the second channel, and today we are here rebuilding Leeds United. Now we are going to go ahead and fix what went wrong with them. Not much things did go wrong, it was just Leeds falling apart. Like old time's sake, they're pretty much the Tottenham of the championship, an absolute bottle job. And honestly, looking at the starting 11 here, the team isn't bad. I know for one fact that it's going to stay. Meslier is probably going to stay throughout maybe most of this rebuild. We'll see how long he can last, see how he grows. Rutter is obviously young, so he might stay here if he's willing to stay. We have Nato is here, still here, who's willing to stay. He's very young, he's very good. And then obviously Archie Gray is kind of the marquee player. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not at Leeds United next season. And in fact, I'm pretty sure he will be leaving Leeds United relatively soon. So we'll see what happens. I do have a couple of players on my short list already. I did prep this save last night. And so yeah, we have a couple of options here. And honestly, we have a couple of options from some of the teams that just got promoted, some of the teams that just got relegated down to the championship. We do have Sheffield United and all the other teams that got relegated and promoted up and down. So we have Sheffield United, who is in here, we have Burnley who is in here, and then we obviously have Luton Town. Where is Luton Town? Did I not put Luton Town here? Yeah, we have Luton Town in here as well. And then we have the three that went up. I only did between the championship and the Premier League that went ahead and went up and down. I didn't bother with the rest of the league, so no Wrexham in League One, something like that. That's just not going to happen because that honestly does not matter to me. But yeah, like I said, we have a couple options on here. We have 40 million to spend. We'll see what we can do. There is one player I definitely want to bring in, and because if you can't beat him, you might as well buy him. I know Adam Armstrong definitely does not want to go back down to the championship in real life, but this is a real possibility, at least in my save. We have Zendejas, who's a decent free agent on the market. He has good agility, good sprint speed, he was a good MLS style player, to be completely honest. So we'll see what happens. We'll get some players from chat. We'll get some players from myself. We'll see what happens. We'll get some players from the scout. No youth academy. And in fact, let's go and check out our youth academy here. And it's looking quite terrible. So we'll go and let them go. But the first signing has been done. We bring in a 16-year-old from Argentina. Mr. Palacios will join the club for other young center back in the club. Cresswell, pretty much a swap deal plus a tiny bit of cash, $500 a week, so he's very cheap. Now we are going to loan him out for at least one season. We'll see how long it takes. We'll see what he grows like in that first season of loans. But the first signing has been done, and pretty much for free as well. And you can see there, Mr. Rebuild Man himself. How much did we pay in cash? $490K. That's honestly not that bad. We're going to instantly loan list him. And then we go ahead and bring in a young right back in the names of Kumbende. He will join for very cheap, and he will be our starting right back. He will replace Shackleton in that starting right back. The other one, I believe his name is Roberts. I think he's on loan. We'll go ahead and send him back on loan. That way he can go back. But Kumbende, welcome to the club over from Lyon. And welcome to the club, probably the last signing of at least the first summer here. Lewis Ferguson will go ahead and join the squad. He will play at cam. We'll move Rutter back up to the striker center forward role. We'll drop Perot to the bench. And that will pretty much be our starting 11 done. So we brought in Lewis Ferguson here. We brought in Kumbende, and then we brought in a young center back that I am going to have to try and loan him out as well. That is the first season pretty much done on the transfer window side of things. Now try and get them promoted. Palacios has been loaned out. He will go over to Feyenoord. Now what I am going to do, I'm going to mod it a little bit to make sure he plays pretty much 100% of the time. That way he's not sitting on the bench for Feyenoord, because I would rather him sit on the bench here at the club than if he was going to sit on the bench anywhere. So we are going to mod it to where he can actually play play as much games as he possibly can, as long as he's healthy. And we are going to go ahead and make Georgino Rutter a center forward. He will stay at that 76 overall, which is perfectly fine for that. But that does mean the team is now ready to go into the end of the season. So this is your starting 11. We have Rutter at that center forward spot. We have Somerville on the left-hand side. Lewis Ferguson at cam. Nanto on the right-hand side. Kamada and Gray leading the midfield. I don't want Archie Gray playing right back, so we put him at his center mid spot. I want him down the middle. We'll see what happens whether or not he has to be playing right back. Probably not. Firpo, Ampadu, Rodon, and then Kumbende, and then obviously Meslier in net. We are going to go ahead and sim all the way to the end of the season. And actually, we'll sim into January, see where the boys are at, and then we'll sim to the end of the season. And hopefully they are in the championship. And we are storming away with the league at the moment. Leeds United currently sit in first. We are 15 or 14 points ahead of Bristol City, sitting in second. Sheffield United and Burnley, who just got relegated, are looking to fight for that promotion back up into the Premier League. Whereas Luton Town got relegated, and they are sitting mid-table there. So we are actually looking really good in the league right now, winning 21 of the 25 games so far. The team is looking good. The team is looking tired. There is one player that didn't look like he was playing any games, and that would be our right back in Kumbende. Is he playing? No, it is Shackleton that is playing. So Shackleton, you're going to have to get sold, to be completely honest. We might not sell you this season. And it's the cam. It's the new boy, Lewis Ferguson. Shout out ToonClan in the YouTube chat. He suggested it, and he has been on fire. 23 goals in 28 appearances. Absolutely insane. We are going to go ahead and just get to the end of the season. It's as simple as that. We make sure these contracts are inspiring for some of these good players. Like, these guys can all go, to be completely honest. And then we'll quick sim to the end of the season. And as far as cup competitions go, we are obviously in the Carabao Cup. We start the Carabao Cup in round 1 beating Tranmere Rovers 3-0. We move on to round 2, in which we beat down Wolves 4-2 on penalties. In round 3, we face off against Blackpool, which we win 2-1. So really a very easy / medium kind of Carabao Cup run here. We beat Brighton 2-1, so we beat Brighton there. Tottenham take down their rivals in Arsenal. And then in the quarterfinals, we take on Stevenage, the easiest team left in the competition, in which we won 5-3 on penalties there, which means we are in the Carabao Cup semifinals against Manchester City. So if we can somehow beat Manchester City in the Carabao Cup finals, we will have either Aston Villa or Spurs in the final there. But I would assume that we get absolutely destroyed by them, and then we start our FA Cup journey against Cheltenham Town in round 3 there. But we don't really care about that. We care about the end of the season, so we are going to go ahead and go to the end of the season here. And yep, we lose 4-0 to Manchester City in the first leg. That is that cup dream gone already, as expected, to be completely honest. And it's looking like Shackleton might actually leave for free. We lose 7-1 in the second leg. Oh my lord. And of course, we go ahead and win the league, 110 points here in the championship. So the team on paper is good enough to obviously get promoted up to the Premier League. Mr. Lewis Ferguson has absolutely carried his team. I can already see that. We'll see how many goals he ended up on the end of the season. As far as the FA Cup run, let's go see. It's Crystal Palace versus Manchester City. Round 3. Let's see how far we made it in the FA Cup. So we beat Cheltenham 4-1 there. In round 4, we lost Aston Villa, so we didn't make it that far at all. All right, well, that is that. Let's go and check out the Premier League real quick. Let's go and see how Ipswich did in the Premier League, to be completely honest. I doubt they did anything. And winning the league, it's going to be Manchester City losing 1 game all season long. Wow. We have any promoted teams that stayed up? Nah, Southampton, they're fighting for relegation. Bournemouth are sitting in 19th. They will be getting relegated, and Ipswich Town getting only 2 wins. They will be put straight back down, which means Leicester City actually did quite well, and Leicester City are going to finish in that mid-table range in that 11th, and actually perfectly, they can only finish in 11th. At the end of the season here, we have Lewis Ferguson, 35 goals out of him. Absolutely insane. Somerville had 18 goals out of him. Rutter had 15 goals out of him. Kamado with 5. Archie Gray with 4. Archie Gray's +2. Mr. Palacio is +1. We might honestly just bring him in and instantly start him and just have him go from there. We are going to go ahead and get into the second season here, which will be Premier League football. Leeds are back in the Premier League. They don't bottle it here. And here we are in the Premier League at the start of Season 2. You can see us there sitting in 10th alongside Leicester City, alongside Hull City. I have a feeling one of those three are going to get relegated this season, and I think it's going to be the Hull. Starting the season off, we have 82 million for winning the league, for winning championship. We have 82 million there. We do have a couple of players on the short list. We still have a couple of players that are obviously were on the short list last season. We have a couple of strikers here. I was thinking about bringing in Evan Ferguson to do the Ferguson link up there, but I think the better option is obviously Xerxes. And looking at the squad here, we need a new goalkeeper. Meslier didn't play at all last season because of another goalkeeper, so he's kind of down in the dumps. He's still a very great goalkeeper, so we could keep him. And I'm not fully sold on bringing him in or bringing somebody in to replace him yet. We do have 82 million, so he possibly can. I think maybe somebody to replace Camardo in the midfield, somebody to replace Ampadu at center back, and maybe a left back as well is all possible. Other than that, it's kind of just balancing the squad a little bit, making sure we stay up, making sure we kind of set up the future to get promoted. Not to get promoted, to get into Champions League football, European football as a whole. But we're going to start it off here by going big, by trying to bring in Mr. Joshua Xerxes over from... And we make the first signing of the summer. We pretty much spend a big chunk of our budget for this guy, but Joshua Xerxes, he will join the club at striker. He will join his former teammate in Lewis Ferguson. So him and Ferguson are going to go ahead and lead this team to hopefully glory, to hopefully European football at some point. They'll probably stay here for the majority of this rebuild. Lewis Ferguson is obviously the first one out of these two, to be completely honest, because Xerxes, he's very young, he's very good, and he's going to be here for pretty much the whole entire video here. So go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you're enjoying this one, as Joshua Xerxes joins the squad for 35.2 million plus Mr. Pereri. So we go ahead and sell Pereri as well on top of that to save a little bit or more money. That way it wasn't completely half of our budget and we have a little bit of wiggle room. And we go ahead and pull the trigger here as well and pretty much spend the majority of our budget by bringing in the goalkeeper Karaneshi. He will join and he will replace Meslier. He will replace the other guy, Barlow, at that goalkeeper position. We might have to sell Meslier. We might try and keep him around as well. If we ignore him being unhappy, and won't matter too much into his contract is expiring, to completely honest. So Karaneshi will go ahead and join the squad here for, 37.5 million. We also swapped Guev in the deal as well, so Guev is on the way out. We're trying to make room for some of these midfielders. I should really be selling them instead of swapping them out, because I'm not getting any cash value. I'm just honestly saving a little bit of cash in the deals, just a tiny bit. But Karaneshi will join from Atalanta. So welcome to the club, goalkeeper. Patrick Bamford has been sold to Bournemouth for 3.2 million. So the young, not the youngster at all, the oldie will go ahead and go. We could have got 1.4 million. That's completely baloney, to be completely honest. So it is what it is there. But he'll leave the club for now. Mark Roker has been sold to Atalanta for 9.1 million. We're kind of making way for not only Mr. Archie Gray to play, but somebody else in the future as well. And then we go ahead and sell Daniel James to Fulham for 8.2 million as well. So we're getting rid of some of the deadwood players like Diego Llorente as well. 10.3 million. We're boosting our transfer budget back up a little bit to maybe make one or two more signings here and there. Now, is this predicting the future here? Euros 2024 here on the game. It has Italy versus England in the final again. So will it come home to England one more time, or will it go back to Italy, back to Rome, or is it going Rome? And some more players we are going to go let go is Meslier for 7.2 million. We probably should have kept him as a backup, thinking about it, but it is what it is. We go ahead and loan out Palacio again, this time to Lille, so he'll spend a season in France, and hopefully he'll come back a little bit better. And then we go ahead and let go of Jack Harrison over to Leicester City, and he will be gone for 7. We go ahead and bring Mr. Calvin Phillips back here to Leeds United. He spent his, obviously, he went to Manchester City, got fat, didn't play. He went over to West Ham. What's terrible for West Ham? He made multiple mistakes for West Ham. And now he's back here at Leeds United, so hopefully he can turn it around. and be somewhat decent again. We are loaning out Archie Gray for him to make way to play in the starting 11. So hopefully this works out all true and well. Welcome to the club, Calvin Phillips. Back to the club, I should say. And we go ahead and make a big decision by going ahead and letting go of Nanto. He is going to go ahead and get swapped with Malik Fofana over from Lyon. Now, Malik Fofana is a left winger on the game. We are going to transition him into a right winger, and he will take spot for Nanto in that starting 11. The youngster, he's better than Nanto already, and he's going to be a lot more successful here than what Nanto would be at the club. So welcome to the club, Mr. Fofana. And we go ahead and sell Rasmus Christensen to Brighton for $9.6 million. He obviously spent a season out on loan at Roma in that first season. He came back to the club, and we want Kumbende to start. So we kind of got to sell him to make sure he can play, or Mr. Kumbende can play. So Christensen has been sold. And Cody Drama has been sold to Bournemouth for $4.7 million. Another player that we sell to make way for Kumbende to be able to start. And this time in the Euros 2024, England win on penalties. They lost on penalties last time against Italy. They get their revenge on penalties here, winning 5-3 on penalties after a 1-1 120-minute plays there. So England is coming home, possibly. Let's see, who did England beat? What was England's group? Oh my lord, England's group was hard. So England actually had Italy in their group as well. They also had Germany knocking them out of the Euros. In the quarterfinals, England take on Croatia, beat them 3-2. And then in the semifinals, England take down France 1-0 there, with Italy taking down Spain. And then England get their revenge on Italy in the penalty shootout, 5-3 there. It's coming home. We go ahead and loan out Archie Gray for a season long at Galatasaray. He will spend the season in the Turkish Super League. Maybe getting 102 points and winning the league again. We'll see what happens with that. But that's pretty much our team now done. We just got to wait for Fofana to become a right winger, and then that will be settled there. This is your starting 11. We have Karneshi, we have Kumbende, Wilbert, Coach, Firpo, Kamada, and Calvin Phillips, with Fofana, Ferguson, Somerville, and Xerxes as our striker. Let's see how these boys do at the end of the season in the first season of Premier League football. And halfway through the season, we have Manchester City sitting in first. Once again, we have Arsenal sitting in second. We have Liverpool in eighth. And then we have Leeds United in ninth. We sit in the mid-table range alongside Leicester City, alongside Everton and Liverpool. We are sitting halfway up the table, which is beautiful to see. And as predicted, Hull City. I said one of the three that was going to be in between us. There was Leicester, us, and Hull City. I said one that was going to be down there, and I said it was going to be Hull. And there goes Hull, sitting at the bottom of the table. Top goal scorer at the moment, we have Lewis Ferguson, again with 10 goals out of him. We have Rutter with 6 goals, Xerxes with 5 goals. Rutter is still playing instead of Xerxes, or at least it seems like it. And I wonder if that's because this is a centered... No, not the Youth Academy. I wonder if because this is center forward and not striker. That could be why. But he's also very unhappy at the moment as well, so who knows there. We'll get to the end of the season, see where the boys finish off. Maybe creep into a European spot, Conference League. That'll be, I mean, it's a great path into English football. And we go ahead and finish our first season in the Premier League, sitting in 12th. 47 points out of there. Winning the league again is Manchester City. This one a little bit more closer, with Arsenal sitting in second once again. Going down, we have Southampton. They spent one season up in the Premier League, and they get straight back down there now as well. They only lasted one season. Wolves will also go down towards the championship, and then Hull City as well. Did a little bit better than what Ipswich did, in only winning 2 games. The teams that got promoted, it was us, Sheffield United, and Hull. So Sheffield United also survived as well, finishing in 15th in their first season back in the Premier League. Top goal scorer, I'm going to assume it's Ferguson. And it was Ferguson. Ferguson with Xerxes playing 16 or scoring 16 goals. Rutter has 7 goals. So I think it was because Xerxes, or that position, that striker position, was center forward, which was allowing Rutter to play a little bit more than what he probably should have been playing. let's get to season 3, in which hopefully we can make some signings, get some more money to make a European run. Start of season 3 here. I obviously was doing the first part live. I can't do the second part live here. This was originally going on the second channel. It's now going on the main channel. We have 73 million to spend here in the 3rd season. It's our 2nd season in Premier League football. We obviously got promoted not last season, but the season before that, the 1st season in the championship. We put them back in the Premier League. They got mid-table-ish in the 1st season. There is positions we want. Our goalkeeper is fine. Honestly, our 2 center backs are fine. I want Firpo gone. I kind of want Kumbende gone. He is a great youngster, but I kind of want him gone a little bit. And I kind of want Fofana gone as well. Fofana might be able to stay because he is 20 and he's only 77, so he might be able to stay. So we might give him one more season and see if he can grow. But I definitely want a new left back. I definitely want a new right back. And we might replace Wolver as well in a starting 11. Other than that, the team is decent. It's really the bench that's the lack of work. Ferguson has been the main man. He has been the main man. He's been the one scoring all the goals, getting all the assists. So he's kind of the marquee player right now. So we're going to see what we can do. Try and find a left back and a right back and go from there.
Fair warning, signings are going to start getting more unrealistic.
Starting with a bang here, we are going to go ahead and bring a left back from Chelsea at the moment, Madsen. He will join the squad. His contract was expiring. He's a very good left back on the game, a very decent left back in real life, and we'll get him for the cheap market value of 32 million. We probably could have got a little bit less as well, but unfortunately I forgot his contract was expiring as I was doing it. So it's there that 32 million for Madsen. He will join the squad here at Leeds United, and Firpo will stay at the club just as a backup option. And we go ahead and go over to where he is now at Real Madrid. We bring in Gusto as our new right back. 43 million spent on him. Our entire transfer budget is gone just like that between 2 players. Madsen and Gusto, the 2 new fullbacks, and hopefully we will have a better defense and maybe reach a European spot, maybe even do better in a domestic competition to reach a European spot via those. If we could win one of those, Carabao Cup or FA Cup, obviously. But for now, Gusto joins the squad for 43 million. And so this is the squad. The only changes is Gusto and Madsen as our new fullbacks. Everybody else will stay there for at least one more season. And we go ahead and finish 7th in the league here. 4 points behind the top 5. 10 points behind the top 4. Winning the league is Liverpool with 82 points. Chelsea and Arsenal tied on points, to it coming in 2nd and 3rd. Man City in 4th. Leeds United in 7th. There's an outside chance that is a Conference League spot, but I don't think it is. Top goal scorer is Xerxes with 27. Ferguson staying consistent with double digits on both tallies, goals and assists, 20 and 10 there. Somerville with 10 assists there. Somerville is actually going to be leaving the club in the summer because I totally forgot his contract was expiring and I didn't renew it in time because I just simulated through the entire season. So he's gone. So we're going to have to find a new left mid for next season for sure. And there is a possibility that we are in the Conference League. We'll see next season. But we might just be missing out on Conference League football. Now the question is, are we in the Conference League? We are in the Conference League. We have European football here at this season.
Yes! 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 Yes!
Does that inflate our budget for this season? No, it does not.
No! No! No!
58 million, pretty much what we had last season. We need a new... Actually, hold on, let me skip forward a couple days here. That way Somerville can actually leave and we can finally see it properly. There is Somerville gone. You can see there. It might be time to replace Rober. I want Phillips gone, honestly. He's not that great of a player, I can't lie. Fofana, he's on thin ice, but he's growing. He's young, so he might be able to stay. So I think center back, center defensive mid, left mid, and our bench, because our bench is actually woeful as well, but we only have 58 million to do that, and we desperately need to sign 2 positions for sure in the CDM and left mid. We could stay with Rober if we bring in somebody else on as a backup player, but it might be time to start utilizing some of these guys as the free agent market here and see what they can bring in. And we might just be bringing in Lionel Messi's region. It's either Messi or Di Maria, because I didn't put Di Maria. This is the wrong thing. So this is Messi's regen because Di Maria is still playing, actually. Yeah, I checked that at the start of this episode, at the start of the last season, and he was still playing for sure. So it's not him. I know Messi was retiring, so this was one to be always on the lookout for. We're going to pay 40K more than what's recommended. It's Lionel Messi's regen joining the squad here. He will technically replace Fofana on the right-hand side. However, Fofana will stay at the club. He will be a bench option. He's actually a very good bench option as well. So Messi will come in for a free there. And that is a marquee player. That's probably the only big player we'll sign. And now we got to actually buy some players maybe. There's one more free agent. I'll show you in a second. Now, we do have these two. This one's actually Cristiano Ronaldo's regen. He's been here for quite a while now. And honestly, he's been here for 2 seasons. He stayed at 78, 79. So I'm not even interested in him. And we still have Xerxes as well. We have Maxim Lambert, who I'm not sure whose regen this is. Don't know if it's Benzema, just simple because Benzema has that right wing. I don't think Benzema in the game has right wing, so it's not him, I don't think. But there's this guy, Ibai Gimenez. We could bring him in and possibly sell Gusto or keep Gusto and have these two guys go at it. Or we could just let him go to Manchester City, which he's currently looking at going. But I kind of don't want him to go to Manchester City. I kind of want him, if we were to go somewhere else, I would rather him go to us. So we might bring him in as a backup option as well and see what he says. We'll see what role he wants. We can obviously change the role, but we can see what role he wants at the moment. He wants crucial. Can I get him into important? No, he wants crucial. Honestly, that might be fine. We might sell Gusto. And Jimenez will join the squad for free as well. So that's 2 good options. 1 good starter. 1 possible starter / backup as well. We still haven't signed a position that we actually need. And as far as left wing, center back, and center defensive mid. But it's a good start at least. And the first purchase all season long has been made. And we bring in youngster in England top prospect Kobe Mainoo over from Manchester United, except for right now he's actually at Southampton on this save. He will join for Brendan Aronson plus 19.6 million. So he's a very good player. He will join. He's very young. Him and Archie Gray will sit in that midfield duo. 2 young prospects hoping to lead the midfield for years to come, seasons to come. Half our budget gone now, pretty much though. And unfortunately, due to us going a little bit broken, going a little bit spending on some of the other players, we only had 19 million, which didn't leave us much options except for this guy, Mr. Popseku. He will join for 10 million. That's it. He's our left midfielder for at least this season. Next season, we'll go back for somebody a little bit better. That's going to be that. It's as simple as that. That's going to be the team. And so here we go. Carter Neshi as our goalkeeper. We have Gusto as right back. Him and Jimenez. Don't know who's going to be playing. Somebody's going to be playing. Somebody's going to be unhappy. Wolber will stay at center back. Koch and Matson, the back 4 isn't changing necessarily. Gray and Mainoo in the midfield duo-ship there. Moya transition to a right winger. He'll be on the right-hand side. Messi's regen. Ferguson as cam. Popseku as our left wing. And Xerxes as our striker. Let's go ahead and get into January. We'll see where we are at in the Conference League. And we can see if we can win it. So why not? And we have reached January, and we are doing very good. We are in top 4 at the moment. We are 1 point out of we're 1 point from being off of the top 4. We're tied on points with Bournemouth in that 5th spot. We are also only 1 point behind, going up to possibly 2nd. And then 9 points behind Newcastle, who's currently winning the league and looking like they're slowly but surely starting to run away with it. In the Conference League, we did get in the group stage, and we finished first in the group stage. We had Aberdeen, FC Basel, and Rosenborg in the group stages there. We walk away first place, so we don't have to play the prelim round. I don't see any decent teams in here besides Leicester City. So, and let's go see who finished in first. We have Nice, decent. So Nice is probably the best team, Real Betis and Fiorentina. So some decent teams in there. Fiorentina obviously in real life just lost back-to-back finals in the Conference League, so that's unfortunate for them. We are going to go ahead and quick sim all the way to the end of the season. And if we are in the final of the Conference League, we'll go ahead and see what happens in that. But this isn't a big thing. We're just in the Conference League. It's not like we're in the Champions League. We have to stop every single time and simulate through those because we're not trying to win the Conference League. So it don't matter. End of the season, we sit in second. We are Champions League bound. We nearly won the Premier League. As far as the FA Cup, did we get that? What in the heck is that final? What a final that is. Preston North End versus Nottingham Forest in the final of the FA Cup. That's great football there. Cowbell Cup, it's Chelsea beating Hull City, so underdog teams making it to the finals. Conference League, we want to go to the group stages. Obviously, we finished first there. We didn't play this. The round of 16, we take on AGF. We beat them 7-4 in aggregate. In the quarterfinals, we take on Leicester City, and we get knocked out to Leicester City in the quarterfinals, 2-1 on aggregate there. In the semifinals, we don't care. The the final, is Eski Rapid and Royal Union St. Gilloise. What a weird final that is. What's the... okay, I kind of got to check these finals now. The Champions League finals, is this going to be some random teams? Nope, it's Barcelona versus Bayern. And the Europa League is Villarreal versus Chelsea. So that's fair enough. Let's go Squad Hub. Let's go and check out our players here. Let's see how Popsku did, to be honest. Xerxes, again, top goal scorer, 27 goals. Moya... probably the main reason why we did so well. 23 goals out of him. Ferguson, we have 3 players on 20 plus goals with at least 10 or at least 14 to 15 in the Premier League itself. So dominance from those 3. Gray is plus 3. He's 81 overall now. Popsco did well as a makeshift left wing in the last minute resort there. 7 goals out of him. Calvin Phillips still played 52 games, which means I'm assuming Mainu did not play, unfortunately. He grew plus 1. So Phillips is definitely going to have to leave next season. He's 31 anyway, so he's going to be gone anyway. We should have a lot more money, though, next season. 100%. We should probably be close to 100 plus mil there for being in Champions League football. At least 70, 80. Hopefully 100, though, and we can see what we can do. We're finally in Champions League. Can we win it on the first time of asking is the real question. We have 132 million to spend. This team is about to get massive upgrades. But first, we got to get rid of Calvin Phillips. And a new left wing is for sure coming in, no matter what happens. New left mid, new bench, honestly, new bench. New center back for Vober. I'm sorry, what? Somerville leaves on a free agent. He joins Liverpool, and now he's 89 overall. He was 80 when he left us. In a season, he went from 80 to 89. What in the glitch is that? Wow, okay. And we have our new left mid. A big, massive chunk, and pretty much, I would say nearly all of it, but definitely 80% of it has gone to this player, unfortunately, but we wanted to spend big. We wanted to bring in somebody very good. So Mr. Adeyemi will join from Liverpool. Liverpool had Martinelli, Somerville, and Adeyemi on the team. An 89 Somerville, an 89 Martinelli, and 87 Adeyemi. We bring in Adeyemi for 90 million flat, actually 90 million flat. So we only have 50 million left to spend. We need a new center back. We still got to sell Phillips, though, to be fair, and we need a bench. So a big center back and a decent amount of bench players. That's all we want. Now, we had to bring in a free agent striker because we are looking to sell Rutter, who has been sitting on the bench. He's unhappy. He wants to be sold anyway, so we're trying to get as much money as we can out of him. So we bring in a new striker from the free agent market, 82 overall. If I'm not mistaken, this is Lewandowski's regen. I think it is Mr. Wilk, the Polish striker here. 82 overall. I'm 98% sure this is Mr. Lewandowski's regen, and he will join. He actually broke down the deal with Liverpool, so we technically just stole 2 players from Liverpool's hands just like that for 90 million. We go ahead and bring in another free agent, this time in the midfield for the backup for Mainu and Mr. Gray. This is just simply a signing that we do have a backup midfielder, but also it will allow and open up the free space for Calvin Phillips to actually leave, because sometimes when you don't have enough squad that they won't leave the third player. So we bring in Muller to essentially be that third player. So he'll be the third player. He'll also be the backup player, and hopefully Phillips can now leave. And Ruhr has been sold for $26.5 million. So we get a little nice big chunk back into the budget that will allow it. And Calvin Phillips has sold for $11.5 million. Told you, he'd finally sell.
He wasn't selling for a little bit, so we had to bring that other midfielder, and now he's gone. So that's around 30 million back in the budget. We're back up to 60, 70 million there. That will allow us to bring in the center back that we possibly want here. Honestly, our bench isn't too bad, to be honest. We have Wilk as our striker, Fofana as a right wing replacement, Popsku as a left wing replacement, Gelhart could be replaced, but possibly not. Furbo as a backup option, Jimenez as a backup option, Muller as a backup option. The bench isn't terrible. I do want to bring in a center back, though. That's the main priority now. And we have just managed to scrape by with this deal. We have a new center back to pair alongside Koch. It's going to go ahead and be a center back from Bayer Leverkusen, one of the not free agents, one of the youth players that are quite decent, 20 years old, 85 overall. He will join the squad for 65 million. We only had 67 or 68 million in the actual transfer budget. 49K wages, it actually quite literally is the entirety of our budget. When we go to the screen here, it's going to say it should say $44. That's all it should say. And it should say 44 here. Yeah, that's it. So we quite literally scraped by with this deal, but we have our new #1 center back. And so this is a team: Carneshi, Gusto, Gomez, Koch, Matson, Mainu and Gray, Moya, Ferguson, Adiemi, and Xerxes as our attack and as our team. Let's go and get into January, and then we'll show you the Champions League group. We'll add some mystery to this because why not? Let's get there. Let's do contract actually first, and then we'll get there. I can't do contracts because I can't afford the contracts. This is not good. Oh, no, this really ain't good. Oh, interesting. All right, well, let's just get to January then. We are here halfway through the season. Let's go and see where we are. Let's see what's happening in the standings. We are sitting in third, so we are maintaining that Champions League spot at the moment. But we are essentially only 1 point out of even going down to 7th. Or 6, I should say, realistically 6. So there is that. The FA Cup, we have the matchup against Norwich. Carabao Cup, I believe we're in the semifinals. We are in the semifinals. We're taking on Manchester City in the semifinals there. Champions League action now. In the group stages, we were in Group H alongside Dynamo Kiev, Leverkusen, and OGC Nice. We finished first in the group. There's obviously no preliminary round, so it's just straight to round of 16. We will face off against the second-place team. So the teams we can face off against is Newcastle, Frankfurt, Celtic, RB Leipzig, FC Copenhagen, SL Benfica, and Real Sociedad. And we face off against RB Leipzig in the round of 16. Any big matchups? Not really, honestly. Newcastle, Real Madrid, but no massive matchups like PSG versus Liverpool, nothing like that. So unfortunately, it should be an easy draw for top teams. Let's get to that now. And thanks to competition and just stuff like that, we have 5 million back in our budget, which means we are going to be able to afford some of these players to keep them on the wage streets. So hopefully we can keep them alive and keep them at the club. And this is RB Leipzig's team. They have David Raya in net, Joao Mario as a right back, Disasi as a center back alongside Gaston, Udoji as a left back, Iko Haidara in the midfield duoship with Georgino Rutter and Olmo as their cams, with Weeper and Openda as their main strikers. We are obviously having our full-train team. Mainu is tired. This is simply because this is an international glitch. Unfortunately, when they go on international break and they get a red card, or they get a red card. Yeah, that's the only way it happens. They get a red card, they get suspended or whatever. They come back to the club tired, and it won't be fixed until they go back on international duty and get freshened up there, unfortunately. So we are going to go in quick in this game. No Mainu. It's away from home, and we are going to lose 2-1. Ferguson saves it just a little bit. Reaper made it 2-0 in the 86th. Ferguson get a quick reply to at least keep it within reach, keeping within 1. And now we go to the second leg, in which it might be over already. Second leg here. Mainu is back. Is a team back now? They are. Ferguson and Willick. Ferguson again coming with a late goal. 80th minute winner. And will send us to the next round. So we survive RB Leipzig. Not as comfortable as I thought or hoped it would have been, but we at least get it done. Celtic beat Milan. Celtic knock off AC Milan. Wow. PSG barely scraped by against Copenhagen. Liverpool scraped by-ish against Benfica. We still have the second leg of these things, in which it looks like all the teams that should be winning are winning besides Juventus and Real Sociedad. Next up, we are taking on PSG. The road might end here for this season. Donnarumma, Joao Cancelo, Marquinhos, Skriniar, Zagu, DePaul, Barella, Moretti, Dembele, Mbappe still at PSG, and Barcola. Can this team somehow take down PSG? It's possible with Moya, Ferguson, and Xerxes. It is possible. And we win the first leg 2-1. Xerxes with the brace, 8 minute and 79th minute. And Leeds United are going to the Parc des Princes with a 2-1 lead there. Wow. And we have fallen off massively in the race for top 4. So we need to step up there big if we want to go do that. Second leg here against PSG. We're up 2-1. We win 3-2 on the second leg. We win 5-3 on aggregate. Mbappe trying to get them life in the 79th minute. Just didn't work. Adeyemi and another brace from Xerxes. A brace from Mbappe himself. Trying to carry this terrible team to a Champions League final. There's a reason why he's going to Real Madrid in real life. But we win 5-3 on aggregate. And Barcelona scraped by Celtic. Celtic nearly did an amazing run there. Their run will stop short. Real Madrid will take down Manchester City. Liverpool will take down Juventus. We are in the Champions League semifinal. We are definitely the odd team out here. But we'll see what we can do. We'll see what the computer can do. Obviously, it's up to the computer, up into the final, and then we play. By the way, all the wages we've done, we now have 18 in our budget. And we actually have Liverpool, probably one of the easier teams left in the competition, to be completely honest, besides us, obviously. We would have been doomed with Barcelona and Real Madrid. We might even be doomed if we get to the final and place one of them. But we got to get past Liverpool first. And if we get into next season, Archer Gray's release clause has been triggered, and he has been sold. I couldn't catch it in time. He's going to Manchester City next season. We will get $106 million, though, to our budget next season. So that'll be at least a nice little present if we get to next season. Obviously, we could just end up winning the Champions League this season. It's fully possible. Where are Liverpool at in the league? Liverpool are currently sitting 3rd in the league. We are sitting 5th in the league. We're not looking good for top 4. So this might be a major, major L for us. And here we go, the first leg. Actually, let's go look at their team real quick. It's Martinelli, Brunner, Gorton, Szoboszlai, Ugarte, Jones, Hernandez, Rodriguez, Becker, Costanero, and Charlton. I don't know how good those youth academy players or the youth players are, but I know mine are good. My 2 are very good. And we are going to go ahead and draw 1-1. Gelhardt, who came on for Ferguson, will score, and then Martinelli will equalize 5 minutes later. Martinelli was almost bought instead of Adeyemi, by the way. I nearly bought Martinelli instead of Adeyemi. And probably would have been financially smart as well, because Martinelli's contract was expiring at the start of the season. Second leg here against Liverpool at Anfield. And we win on penalties. A 9-8 penalty shootout. 3-3 on aggregate. Wober, Jimenez, Muller, Madsen, Mainu all scoring theirs, as well as Adeyemi, Moya, and Ferguson, and Xerxes. The only one to miss for us was Gelhardt. They had Martinelli, Gakpo, Jones, Ugarte missed theirs. They had Gavi on their bench, Doak, Charlton, Ramsey, Arado, and Costanero. Wow. Who scored in regular time, and how did it go? We scored in the 80th minute to force extra time. Adeyemi scored in the 52nd to give us that hope. It was a Martinelli brace that nearly put the game to bed for Liverpool. But we came big in the second half. A quiet extra time. Literally nothing happened in the second half of extra time there. And the penalty shootout for the ages. And Leeds United are in the Champions League final, taking on either Real Madrid or Barcelona. And we will be taking on Barcelona in the Champions League final. This is their starting 11. Bahrain, boxing. What is his name? Is it not Secta, something like that? But Baran, Boniface as striker, Rafinha as a right wing. He stayed here the whole time. Pedri stayed here the whole time. Paulino and Merino in the midfield. That's a very good midfield trio there. Gavordio, Ruben Diaz, Araujo, Trent Alexander-Arnold. That's a very strong back four with Ter Stegen in net. On the bench they have Palmer, Savio, Ignacio, Pablo Torre, Larson, Inaki Pena, and Navarrete. Honestly, a very weakish bench besides Gabriel or Ignacio, Savio, and Palmer. Everybody else kind of a weak bench there. That is their starting 11. Our starting 11 will be what it has been this entire season. Carnaneschi, Gusto, Gomez, Coach, Madsen, Mainu, Gray, Moya, Ferguson, Adeyemi, Xerxes. This could be Gray's last game for the club. If we are to lose this, we'll go to next season. At the Schalke Arena, we're going to Germany for the Champions League final. Adeyemi's home ground. Well, home country, I guess. And here we go. Leeds United versus Barcelona in a Champions League final. Into Baran. Back to Boniface. Back to Baran and Carnegie. Easy save for him. And Matson might be in behind here. Crossed in for Joshua Zirkzee. Can he head it down towards Ferguson? Ferguson on the volley. Blocked by Araujo. Rafinha, Kioch now, and Matson is in behind for Adeyemi now, and Adeyemi might be able to use his pace to get past the defenders. Araujo's caught in two minds. Zirkzee's in the mid. That's a terrible cross. Gavardio into Boniface. Boniface into Baran. Brain into Marino. Back to Brain. He made the run. He kept his run up, but he'll kind of slow down into the box now. The shot gets off, saved. Gray can't clear it properly. Boniface now to Rafinha. Back to Marino. His shot is blocked. And Ferguson into Adeyemi. Adeyemi now against Trent. He'll get past him with ease. And Adeyemi is in behind now. He has Zirkzee with him. He's going to play it on the ground this time. And Joshua Zirkzee will go ahead and score on the counterattack. And Leeds United have the lead. It's 1-0, 31 minutes in. Adeyemi, can he turn off his defender? He does. And Adeyemi might be in behind now. And Adeyemi crossed in for Zirkzee on his head. He gets over the defender. Just can't get past Ter Stegen. It's a corner, though, for Leeds United. Ferguson defines Zirkzee's head. Is going to go over the ball to Ter Stegen. He'll spill it. And Zirkzee will have an accidental goal. It's 2-0 for Leeds United. It's 2 for Zirkzee. What is going on there? What just happened? Ter Stegen absolutely just dropped the ball here. This 100% of the time is Ter Stegen's ball. He spills it. It comes through Zirkzee and off his shoulder into the back of the net. And it's 2-0 for Leeds United. I mean, we'll take that. 2 goals in 5 minutes. Paulina, Boniface, down to Rafinha. And Rafinha now against Matson. Matson, slide tackle a little too late. Carnegie, though, with the great save. Out for a corner. Rafinha now. Rafinha crossed in. Ruben Diaz. Somebody was back posted. It's out for a goal kick. Ferguson. Adeyemi. We might be able to get one more opportunity to make it 3 right before the break. Adeyemi trying to put the cross in. That cutback was enough for the referee to call halftime. A 2-0 lead with 45 minutes left to go until we are Champions League winners. Pedri. Marino and Carnegie with the save. It's going to be a corner. Or is it a penalty? Did they just call a penalty for what? It looks like Koch just got penalized. I mean, didn't get a yellow card. Oh, that is a pin. Oh, that's unfortunate. And they're going to make their first sub. It's Rafinha coming on for Palmer. And Boniface to make it 1. No. Savio on the rebound. Yes, he also comes on as well. And Leeds United suffer a goal, and Barcelona are back into it. Carnegie made a good save. Savio just got to the rebound before our players could. To be fair, I've never seen it bounce back like that in a while on this game. Just hold the line. Hold the line here. Savio, Paulina, Savio. They're wasting their time doing this, but it might work out. It's Pablo Torre now. Pablo Torre crossed in, and Carnegie will just palm it out for a corner. And we'll make changes of ourselves here for the first time in a while. Gusto will come off for Jimenez. We'll also go ahead and bring on Fofana for Adeyemi. Yeah, why not? Fofana for Adeyemi. Milik on for nobody. I'm just not taking anybody off. We'll take Koch off for Rober. Rober can come on for the last corner. Short for Savio. Crossed in. Ruben Diaz. Carnegie says. Matson off the line. Fofana can't clear. Boniface, Ruben Diaz, and Jimenez is there. Zirkzee now. Can we hit them on the counterattack? It's Moya. Can't get past Gavardio. Archie Gray, slide tackle, intercept the pass, and Moya now has field real estate. It's Moya against Pablo Torre, against Ruben Diaz, against the goalkeeper. Moya will put the game to bed. The Messi region will give Leeds United the 2-goal cushion here with 10 minutes left to go. And we are going to go ahead and win the Champions League. First time of asking, somehow, some way. Moya, that is game over. Leeds United are your Champions League. Oh, they're actually going to get one more chance, really. They're really going to give the game one more chance here to make it 3-2. Pablo Torre can't even score that. That is game over. Leeds United, on the first time in the Champions League, win it somehow, some way. We got lucky facing off against Liverpool in the semifinals. I don't think we would have beat Barcelona or Real Madrid in the semis. But we get Liverpool. We get to the final. Xerxes brace in 5 minutes, set the tone of the game. They got one back on the cheap penalty. Moya ended the game in the 80th minute. And Leeds United are your Champions League winners here in Germany. And here we go. This is Wober lifting the trophy. We are your Champions League winners here at Leeds United. From failing to get automatically promoted to failing to get the Champions League final. Failing to get the Champions League. Failing to win the playoff finals to get back to the Premier League. Now to becoming Champions League winners 5 or 6 seasons past that. That is going to be it for this episode. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. And we're back tomorrow with Bolton. Until then, peace out.